December 1941. The outskirts of Moscow. German soldiers huddle in trenches, shivering in temperatures colder than -30 degrees Celsius. Their rifles jam with frost. Engines refuse to start. The once proud Wehrmacht, which had swept across Europe in months, is now paralyzed by snow and silence. For 6 months, Hitler's troops had advanced deep into the Soviet Union. Cities like Smolensk and Kiev had fallen. The Germans were certain that Russia was finished. Propaganda in Berlin spoke of frozen Russians, starving, dying in the cold. But they were wrong. As the blizzards thickened, the Red Army was not collapsing. It was preparing. Behind the lines, thousands of fresh Soviet divisions were arriving from Siberia, men trained and hardened in Arctic cold. They wore white camouflage, fur boots, and heavy coats, things the Germans had been denied because Hitler insisted the war would end before winter. On the night of December 5th, everything changed. At dawn, the horizon came alive with movement, ghostly figures gliding across the snow. Soviet ski troops charged through the forests, rifles slung across their backs, grenades in their belts. Tanks painted white rumbled beside them, their treads grinding through drifts of ice. German sentries screamed warnings, but it was too late. The frozen Russians were attacking. From Kalinin to Tula, the Red Army unleashed a massive counteroffensive along a 1,000-kilometer front. Artillery thundered in the distance. Katyusha rockets howled across the frozen plains. Entire German divisions, exhausted, frostbitten, starving, were driven back mile after mile. The Wehrmacht, once unstoppable, was retreating. For the first time, German soldiers realized that the Soviets were not broken. They were rising from the snow like ghosts, fearless and relentless. Reports from the front told of Russian soldiers fighting barefoot, of tanks running even when fuel froze, of troops charging through blizzards, shouting for the motherland. One officer wrote in his diary, "We thought they were finished, but they came out of the snow like wolves." By mid-December, the Germans had been pushed over 150 miles from Moscow. Their dream of a quick victory gone, their myth of invincibility shattered. The Battle of Moscow marked a turning point. What had begun as Hitler's triumphant march east now became a war of survival. The German army would never fully recover from that winter, and the soldiers who once mocked the frozen Russians, they would never forget the day the snow itself began to fight back.